Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Holy shnikes, we are back at it. I've missed you all. I really have. Like, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Like, I feel like it's been forever, but it's been maybe like a week. I don't know, but I really have missed you all. I hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, it's been a minute. We're back in the swing of things, back in the saddle. Like, back in the saddle, like that. That's kind of a weird saying to me. I don't know why. Back in the swing of things, that hits home to me a little bit more because I'm like a sports person, not really like a cowgirl, cowboy. Although I do love Yellowstone. So, anyways, but I'm really excited to be back here. Like staring down the barrel of holidays here. Like I made a post yesterday about Chex Mix season, and apparently people are like, what is Chex Mix season? It's the holidays, people. We've got Thanksgiving coming around the corner here, which is freaking insane. We've got, we're what Thanksgiving is this Thursday, which is kind of crazy. And then on top of that, I think we're like, I haven't done the math on this, but I think we're like 30 something days away from Christmas. It's a Monday. Don't expect me to do math right now, but Christmas is around the corner. And in my family, I come from a large family, and I have 14 nieces and nephews, which yes, I have a lot of nieces and nephews. I know. Which are that is the I do have to hold down the favorite aunt title, which with my nieces and nephews is not a difficult task because they are freaking incredible. They're so rad. I love my nieces and nephews so much. And so I started this tradition back when I think at the time I have to go back, and for anyone, it was a step above Polaroids. But we still had, you actually printed out your photos, which I know is a crazy, crazy idea. Not just to keep them in your phone and look at them and like, hey, look at how cute my nieces and nephews are. You actually printed out the photos, which is, I know, like I said, crazy, crazy, crazy concept there. From there, I think at the time I only had 3 or 4, and I started this tradition where nieces and nephews, I'd get them gifts, whatever. And so now this is just been for me. I love it. It's like the coolest thing for me to do. I love, and I'm the only one. I live on obviously in Chicago. There's my family's on the West Coast, and like for some reason this holiday has just snuck up on me. Like normally I have all this done by August, July, like not July, by August, September. I usually have everything done, shipped out to the family. And this year has just been a little insane. So I shipped them out, like the big kids yesterday, and the little kids will ship out this week. So anyways, there's a little tidbit about Brooke, but I love doing that. It's so much fun. So with that, we just got back from freaking awesome, incredible West Palm and Florida, and it was beautiful. It was awesome, and it was just a slap in the face to get back into Chicago. It was snowing. It was 2 degrees. I was just like, what? Let me ease into this a little bit here. It was insanely cold, and you went from this high of being in West Palm and just being taught by the most brilliant people and these minds that are incredible and these awesome, awesome people to be like, Chiberia, welcome back. Like it was just like, let me ease into this a little bit. So it was so amazing to be with everyone, not just obviously seeing, being with friends and enjoying and laughing, and not getting any sleep whatsoever, which is that's always a fun part. Which is that's usually pretty normal for me, but seeing amazing people, like I said, learning, and on top of that, there were so many other conferences going on at the exact time. You had Fixed Ops Roundtable. So Ted Ings and Kara and the BG, everything that they're doing is absolutely incredible. You had Used Car Week going on at the same time. You had so many other conferences going on. And it just, for 2 seconds, if you can step back and understand, and I don't know if unless you put on a conference, and obviously I've not put on a conference, but I do understand to the extent, the amount of work that takes place to put on a conference. So anytime you attend a conference, please take a moment to thank the people, especially the ones behind the scenes as well, because there's just a ton that goes on to put on a conference, and uh, just thank them. Please thank them because there's a lot. So thank you everyone that puts on a conference, and to make it so triumphant year after year after year. That is not an easy task. We may sit back and be, whether you go into a conference, and I've said this before, like, hey, teach me. You tell me how awesome I am. I need to be the most amazing, teach me. I got whatever. Please go in the mindset of like, how can I get the most out of this? And how can I help other people? Because that's how you're getting the most out of it. And maybe sometimes conferences may fall on their face, but it's not due to lack of trying. And there are some conferences that have kind of dwindled a little bit. I understand that. And there are multiple reasons for that. Just know that when people go into these conferences, like they are really, for the most part, they are really trying to say, how can I make this conference the best it is? So just please thank these people, and the spirit of Thanksgiving and gratitude, like that is not an easy thing to do. As I watch all these moving parts, and I have friends that put on these conferences. You've got Kyle and Paul that put on a SodaCon, and that is not an easy task. Like there's all these. So, anyways, I really thought I was like, there's all these conferences going on. I was like, man, there's just so much to go on to put these conferences on and to get the boost up and going and everything. So, just kudos to everyone that puts on a conference and makes them just kick ass. To be quite honest, so being out there, MRC was it. It was a obviously was great, and it was a little bit different than years past, and not just because of a name change. You had 80 plus companies come together and reach across the aisle. And we've talked about this before, but I wouldn't want to touch on it. And we'll get into like the breaking down and all the takeaways from MRC in a different episode. We're not going to get into it in this episode. We're going to get onto another episode. I'm going to bring on a fun-filled guest. Not this Friday because it's a Black Friday and no one's going to want to listen to me on Friday. So we'll do it. We'll do it next week. But um, I just want to touch on a little bit more. So we had 80 plus companies. I believe, Brian, I think that you said that there's 100 plus companies now that have come together and joined hands and said, hey, let's all come together and align and say, let's have the Automotive Standards Council, ASC spec, and come together now. And I don't think that we truly understand like how amazing this. And I know that this was attempted back with CPE, and I just want to stress the importance of this. Like, it is such an honor to not only be on this council, but have the chance to speak on it with such brilliant minds, such as Ryan and Dustin and Colleen, as we spoke on this multiple times at the conference. It's not something I take lightly. In addition to that, I just want to stress the point that multiple points here. One, we cannot lose sight of this unity that right now is it's a finite moment, right? And in the future, this is going to continually change. And this moving forward and hey, rah, 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 let's all stick together. We're going to come together. We've done it thus far, and we need to continue to do this. Like, I want to reemphasize that one more time. Thus far, hey, everyone come together. We're going to do this. It's been phenomenal. It's been absolutely being a part of this has been so cool. We need to make sure we continue to do this. That 6 months from now, and a year and now, that we're still coming together and that we're not going our separate ways. So please, everyone on this council, just continue to do this. And as other people come to council, like, let's continue this education and continue this, because GA4, I like to call it a finicky little toddler, is that it just decides one day, you know what? I don't want to put my shoes on. I don't want to put my clothes on. I'm not going to put whatever I want to do. And I refuse to call it Data Studio, but I'm going to call it Data Studio because Looker, to me, I feel like I'm going to get arrested for saying that. Like, it just sounds not good. Like, it does not sound good at all. So whether you've got Data Studio, whether you've got GA4, you think it's going to load. It might not load sometimes. Like, there's certain things they're not 100%. So with that, as we're all trying to work through this together, remember, we're all in this together. So once again, all of us just in the spirit, once again, of Thanksgiving and gratitude and coming together, like, it's just this finicky little thing. Like, yes, it's this great thing. The reporting is great. And the data studio, what you can do with it and what you can see inside of it, it's phenomenal. Also understand, it just might decide, I'm not going to work today. And that's just going to happen. And when you have questions, reach out to someone and let's all just work together towards this goal. All right. Off the soapbox, done. Da 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 da. So as we went through this, I have a little bit of confession, everyone. If anyone has looked at my site in the last, I don't know, 11 months, you got every right to be like, Brooke, what the hell is wrong with your site? Totally, and I take that. Totally take that. My site looks like shit. If you've looked at the BZ Consultant site, it looks horrible. It 100% does. And if you're asking why it does, and you're like, Brooke, you preach about this stuff all the time, and you say what things should look like, and it's supposed to look like that, and it's supposed to, you're right. And it's more like practice what I say, not what I do when it comes to my website. So why is that? And I'm not throwing anybody on the bus. It's just one of those, there are vendors and their partners, and there's over promise, under delivered. And there's people that say the exact opposite, that, hey, we're going to actually over deliver and under promise, so it just happened to be one of those things. So the good news is huge shout out to Elisa, who is helping me from AC Site Build. New website, woohoo, it's actually launched this week. So I'll no longer look like a site from 1990. So super excited about that. And we are going to, I don't know if the store is launching this week. We're kind of in the middle of getting that launch as well. So you actually can't see this. We do have a new shirt as well. We've got the facts not filling shirts. We'll have and other like apparel and stuff and a little fun stuff. And This is actually a new one that we just came up with. Well, not actually, I say that all the time. One plus one equals gorilla. And you are, thank you. Dusty, Dusty, everyone is proud of you as well. Thank you, Dusty. Everyone is proud of you as well. So we will have that as well. We'll have mugs and all kind of swag. So the store will probably launch later on. We're still, like I said, we're still working on that, but I'll finally, like I said, have a site that doesn't look like a 10-year-old did it, which will be really nice and be actually able to see, like I said, not have be embarrassed of saying this and be like, oh yeah, but I say, why don't look at my site because it's everything I say not to do is what my site looks like. So that will be really nice. All right, but also segueing into speaking of acting like a child, has anybody had the funness of having their business manager hacked? It's like this growing trend right now. So I'm going to take like 5 minutes to speak about this, and then I'll let everyone get back to the day because I don't want to spend too much on them going into a holiday. Angus, bring this up here, buddy. Angus says we should extend the Standard Council with more initiatives of consumer protection standards and attack. Yes, standards. Yes, amen. Amen. Standards are finally possible. We should look to open source councils and model all ourselves that way. Work to improve automotive without monetary motivation. Uh, Angus, mic drop. Yes, yes. Thank you for the hard work in the council. Thank you so much, Angus. Yes, and I 100% agree. Yeah, that's I don't know if you get the kind of what I was throwing down on that one, what I was saying before. So yes, thank you, Angus, for that. I agree. 100%. Yes. So if anyone's had the funness of it's like this new growing trend of Facebook business managers being hacked. So if you haven't had the funness of this, just a couple of tips because I'm seeing this more and more. It recently happened while I was in Florida with one of my clients, and I've seen this as I look more into this. I'm seeing this happen more and more with other accounts as well. So, a couple of things on this, please, for all that's holy, I'm begging of you, please make sure that you have MFA, which is multi-factor authentication, two-step authentication on your business manager. Now, once again, there's regular Facebook. Hi, I'm regular Facebook. And then there is the business manager. There's two different things. So Facebook, regular Facebook is, hey, I'm following Brooke. Oh, here's what Brooke's posting about Chex Mix. Brooke's posting about her Jordans. Brooke, that's what you see. The back end is going to be, that's where you see all the other stuff. So just to make sure there's two separate entities of Facebook. So when I'm talking about business manager, that's where that's where you actually own your Facebook. So there's two different ones. So Steve, thank you very much. Thank you, Steve. I love being with you. Thank you again, Steve, for everything. You're phenomenal and happy Thanksgiving to you. So inside of Facebook, when we're talking about business manager, if your business manager gets hacked, that is where everything lives. If your Facebook manager, business manager get hacked, you're screwed. That's I'm just gonna call it you're screwed. So there is recourse for it, but first and foremost, please make sure you have MFA set up. That's first and foremost. Immediately reach out to Facebook. Facebook is not the swiftest when it comes to solving issues for a lot of reasons. It's like Google; they're not very quick on getting things resolved. So reach out immediately. If the hacker is that point has taken over your business manager, a couple things you need to know with that. This is just an education at this point because, like I said, I've dealt with it now, and upon researching this, this is happening a lot. So if you go in and your Facebook manager you don't see it anymore and you've lost all access, this means that they now have access to everything in that Facebook manager of that account. So that would be your credit card information. So if you put your business credit card in there, they have that. Whatever admin that was the responsible for that. So let's say that I was the person responsible for it. Now, I'm just saying I was. Now that means my personal account is now at risk. So I need to change my password to everything. Now, please don't change your password to password or 123456789. Don't change it that. Don't go reuse a password. That's where you get in trouble. There are so many tools, and we can go back and watch any of the episodes we did with Chris Tregus or Tom Klein or any of the other episodes we've done on GLBA. Those are great episodes. There are tools like I use LastPass. There's so many different free tools out there that will keep your passwords in a very secure system where it makes up these really secure passwords where you don't have to remember anything and it chooses the password for you. That's a great way to keep your passwords secure. So I say this all just education because that means that your account's been is now compromised. There's all these different things, and so once once you've notified Facebook, it can take up to 3 days. So what does that mean for you now? Okay, my business manager's been hacked. Crap. Now what do I do? Okay, notify them because your ads now need. If you're running ads, pause them. Pause them. Go through. If you're an ad agency, I would remove those ads from your account because you don't want anything. You don't want that hacker now to getting in because you most likely have. Let's say you have 100 clients. You don't want them that hacker getting into your accounts as well. So there's a lot of moving parts. I don't want to get super in depth into it. It was just where this happened recently, and then like I said, I looked more into this, and it's happening more and more and more. Just please secure your stuff. This is why, once again, even without GLBA, you should have two MFA set up and two-step authentication. And yeah. So, anyways, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. And please don't stop the gratitude just for after Thanksgiving ends and for the month of November. Keep it going every single week. You all know that one of my things I do here all the time is like find a way to serve, find a way to be grateful. So just keep this going throughout not just the month of November and December. Keep it going every single month and throughout the year of 2023. And yes, thank you for everything. And we will not be on Friday. Like I said, Friday, it's Black Friday. It's the day after Thanksgiving. You all are going to be so busy, and a lot of people on vacation. But we will be back on Monday, and the following week we'll do a little recap of MRC with a fun guest that I'm really excited to have on the show. So everyone, have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a strong close to the month. Have a even better, more importantly, have a better Thanksgiving. Have some fun time with loved ones, family, friends, whomever you choose to associate with. And we will see everyone, like I said, next week. And everyone, like I said, it's just good to be back with everyone. So everyone, we look forward to seeing you all next week and have a wonderful rest of the week. All right, everyone, we'll see you next week. Back later. Bye bye.